imagination. Because we had to use, well, you guys, I didn't. I used AI.
I had to use a lot of brain power for this episode. A lot of brain power. But this was also one of my most enjoyable episodes.
Yeah, but let's not talk about that right now.
Yeah,
We've just got here.
All right.
Calm down, Stephen.
Okay.
Whoa,
let me ask
whoa.
the serious questions then. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit flustered, and I think it's because I've had a wonderful week.
Yes.
Wonderful week. Our friend Dylan, who works at Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios, came to visit.
Yeah.
For our other friend Laura, Galactic Design Co., for her birthday.
Exactly.
And,
there's been so many things happening.
We did an escape room. We did Top Golf. Dylan went to London. We went out for dinner. What else did we do?
I don't know.
Night?
We've just done a lot, and
yes,
like it's just when you have people over, you're constantly like on it. Aren't
yes.
You? You constantly feel like
I was still at work
be here
all week.
And you have to be present. Yeah, we were both still like busy as
Yeah.
anything. So it was like as soon as we got home, it was like now it's time to do stuff. Now do this and now do that. And I think we're both feeling a little bit of a and breathe.
Yes. So I've done a little shop because we're off to Barcelona next week. So I didn't do a big food shop. I had a little lie down, a bit of a nap, and then we are going to go to the gym later.
Yes, getting back into good habits and good routines.
And then I'm probably going to watch a little bit of Doctor Who and play my Switch later.
Who?
Doctor.
Who?
Doctor.
Who?
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 Haha.
Who is the Doctor?
Woohoo! Got you there. How are you, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Again, I'm a bit like you. I'm a little bit flustered. Like I've had 2 weeks of Easter where with my new role as a sort of tutor, it's meant that like actually when kids are off school, parents want more stuff. So I've been like busier than I would normally be, and everything's kind of been a bit all over the place. And then obviously having Dylan, which has been amazing, and lots of things to do. But yeah, I'm just feeling like I need a bit of a reset week, and then because like actually things are coming at us thick and fast because we got Barcelona, and then we have
Orlando.
We literally go to Barcelona for 4 days, come back for I think 10, and then go to Orlando for 7-8 days. It's crazy.
But actually, do you know what? Let's quickly talk about something which we haven't talked about on the podcast. It's back.
What's back?
Free Disney dining.
It is back.
Guys, honestly, when I watched that video for my work call and they were like, it's free Disney dining, I thought, praise the Lord, because I'm ready to book another holiday with that dining.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we've obviously recently done an episode all about the Disney dining, and actually the incentive is there. Mm-hmm. You should absolutely take it. Like, I was going to say don't take our word. Absolutely take our word.
If you're thinking of going next year, now's the time to get it in. Because I always say to people, it's not only just the whole, I can have whatever I want when I want. Like, you're not limited by looking at the prices. It is just the convenience of going, I'm hungry, I'm going to have this. And it's not like, it's just wonderful. Free food. And our friends James and Brian are about to go out for their holiday, and they've got free dining. Yeah.
And then we're joining them. So we are.
If they have any credits left, guys,
then
let us know.
They're coming back to us. One of the things that I do want to kind of lead into is obviously we are getting close to another trip, so we are going to do another planning episode. But first and foremost, what was last week's question?
Last week's question was, what is opening on May 17th in Disneyland Paris? There's a new area opening, part of the new Disney Adventure Park.
See?
Do you know what it is?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I focus so much on Orlando, I'm going to be honest.
It's that building that you go into when you go into the studios straight ahead of you.
Oh, it's like the animation-y kind of building.
It's going to be Disney Theatre World Premiere.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Sure. I mean, we need to. We keep saying that we want to get over to Paris at some point this year just to get all of the new stuff.
I don't know where I'm going to fit it in, guys.
Well, me either.
We'll figure it out.
But still. Anyway.
Shall we do the episode?
I think we jump straight into this episode and hand over to past Stephen and Chloe and Jade.
And so for today's guest episode, we have got the lovely Jade. Hi, Jade.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. We're so happy to have you here. This has been quite a long time coming. There's been some rescheduling, mainly on our end. So thank you for bearing with us, and thank you for the little small technical...
I'm starting to think that we're the problem.
Do you know what? It has been a problem. We had a technical glitch. Our wire died.
Oh, yeah. We've had everything before this started.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like, yeah, for context for the people, like the way that we record all this, we have quite a technical setup. And Jade, bless her, she joined the call and just everything was going wrong. And we were like, hey, nice to see you. So thanks for sticking with us through all of that fun and laughter. How are you, Jade?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Not too shabby. So what we like to do in terms of starting this podcast is we like to find out a little bit more about you. So in sort of a minute or less, who are you, Jade?
Who are you, Jade?
I run a theme park based Instagram with Disney, Universal, all things theme parks really. I was going to say it's not just Disney themed, but hoping to get to Epic Universe this year. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Nice.
It will be more Universal themed now as well. But yeah, it's just theme park based really. But I don't yet have a YouTube channel. But I know
Love how you're already
spoilers
dropping it in. You're like,
Spoiler
and I might
alert.
do this.
there might possibly be some vlogs. We'll see. But yeah, just an Instagram girly living her best life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Have
Girly
you got
for the
any? Have
win.
you? So you're kind of you were hypothetically planning a trip. Have you got a trip already planned? And now you're
Yes.
thinking about adding. So when are you going?
Going on the 1st of October for 2 weeks.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
And we're staying at French Quarter for the first time.
Ooh, very nice.
So excited for that. It's our first time staying on property for the first like 2 weeks.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, buzzing for that because I've only stayed on property really for 3 nights, I think. So never staying for a full 2 weeks, which will be awesome. So yeah,
That's
really excited for that.
Very
Lovely.
nice.
What made you go for French Quarter, if you don't mind me asking? It's a place that I haven't done, and it's on my hit list.
It is my dream resort.
Really?
Like I've always wanted to stay there. I really want to go to New Orleans. Like it's on my bucket list. So yeah, I think that's just why I've always wanted to stay there because I've done the Polynesian, which was my dream resort.
Oh yeah.
But there for 2 weeks is just not going to happen right now. So realistically,
Am I happy to remortgage? No, I'll go for French Quarter.
I'll be homeless and I'll stay at the Polynesian, but it's fine. I'll get back to a cardboard box today. Is what it is.
Exactly. So what like when was the first time that you went out there? Where did this kind of love for sort of Disney and theme parks stem from?
I think I first went out there when I was 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly, but I remember when I said this before, my dad was like, actually, you were 7 or 6. So I don't know. But it was when I was very, very young. Because my dad's always been into like American football and theme parks and stuff like that. So he took us out when we were very young. And we've just been going every year since, really. So yeah.
Nice. And thanks a lot, Dad. I mean, to be fair, when we think about like things that our parents leave us, like that's quite a nice habit and tradition to kind of keep throughout all of
You know
this.
what though? I feel like if we went to Spain though, I wouldn't need to like because if you just went to Spain on a normal holiday, you just like, oh, it is what it is. But like with Orlando, you miss it so much. Sometimes I feel like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
You can take me on an easy holiday.
And sometimes parents are like, oh, you're so Disney and you're so this. And I'm like, you made me like this. What would you rather? I was like addicted to worse things. There are worse
I'm
things
glad
to be
you
addicted to.
didn't name worse things.
Yeah, I wasn't. I thought just in case there's any young listeners.
There are things
that are worse.
There are things in the world that are worse than Disney.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there
Disney's not bad at all.
Disney's not bad at all. No, this is what I'm saying. Is like I could. Do you know what? I could be addicted to fizzy pop. And I could drink.
That's like me with the Coke
pop
Freestyle machine
every day. And what's worse, that or going to Disney all the time? That because it's not healthy in any way. Yeah. I'm also thinking about it. I do have a can of Coke at work most days.
So are you saying hypothetically, you know when like your parents give you like big talks and everything and they're like, steer clear of this, steer clear of that. If a stranger walks up to you in the street and says, I want to go to Disney World, you'd turn it away.
Yes, because you don't talk to strangers and accept things from strangers.
Good point.
You were trying to trick me there with a Walt Disney World trip.
I was about to say, hell yeah, I'm in.
I'm about to be like,
when are we flying?
If they have got the cast member name badge on, I would say yes, because those are the only strangers I was allowed to talk to.
That's the symbol of trust that we
that is the
we
symbol
need.
of trust, is the Disney cast member name badge. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, coming back to real conversation, apart from these strange tangents that we seem to have, what were some of your earliest memories of going to the parks? Like, how did you experience them as a sort of 7-year-old
or 6-year-old? We don't know.
but I can't really remember anything.
Do you know what?
My earliest memories of the parks is probably 19 and up. Sounds really
Okay.
odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, but you're not the first person to say that.
Yeah.
People have said
Okay,
it before.
good.
Like, I
Good.
don't really remember. I've seen the home videos, so I can remember those videos of me being there. But like me actually walking through the park, I don't know. I maybe can remember when I was 10, but like only things like when I burnt my hand on the cheese sauce at Casey's.
Well, that was clever.
I remember that
Oh.
moment, and I remember getting lost in Disney. I
That's
remember
because we
moments.
remember trauma more than anything else, don't we?
So
We don't talk to strangers, and we also remember trauma.
and that's why
Lots of life lessons here today,
and that's
kids.
why you don't remember Disney World, because Disney World is in no way traumatic.
Exactly.
There you
Maybe
go.
that's why.
That's why you don't remember it.
I'll reframe it then. So, what do you remember from sort of like your trips of being like a sort of late teenager into your 20s?
Again, nothing. No, I'm kidding. I think I remember the atmosphere and resorts more than anything. Resorts really stick in my mind from that time frame because, like, it sounds really silly, but like the smells and everything. Do you think like when you enter a resort, like especially like Animal Kingdom Lodge or Polynesian, it has like a sort of smell? And I remember just like always wandering around the resorts and stuff. That's what I remember.
Like, now you said it, I remember spending a lot of time in the pools when I was a kid with my siblings. I do remember that vividly.
Okay. But I like what Jade's saying in terms of, because I've always said like one of the things that makes Disney so kind of powerful is the fact that it's a sensory experience. Like you think about it, like you're constantly immersed in the sounds, and then you've also got kind of all these wonderful brightly colored visuals, but then you've got the smells that hit you as well. Like I feel like there should be maybe Disney needs to jump on this. You know, they keep doing all these like competitions, and like they did the UK's biggest Disney fan, and like one of them was like, oh, naming kind of rides and working your way around parks. I feel like I'd be really, really good if you put me in a room with a smell and you went, where am I in Disney World? I reckon I could go Polly. I reckon I can go Boardwalk. I reckon I could go Animal Kingdom Lodge. Like random places like that, I reckon I'd be pretty good at.
I think, there's no way to do it in Disney. Like, I was thinking we should just like blindfold you and like take you around.
Make it a real
park.
series.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like take you around the park and then just like put you into like a random room, like where are you right now? And you got to tell by like the sounds and the smells.
You definitely need to hold a sign with you or something like that, because otherwise people are going to think I'm being kidnapped. But then they're going to be like, kidnapped in Disney World, sign me up.
Yeah. You're like, I'm celebrating doing a challenge is what I would have a badge saying, so people know.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I mean,
Right.
apart from the sort of the, you know, as we kind of said, the overall experience, what are your favorite things to do in Orlando when you go to the parks?
The rides, the food. My favorite thing to do is World Showcase, and not like eating around the world or drinking around the world.
Yes.
But going in the shops. Have you guys just walked around and been in all the shops?
Absolutely.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite things to do. I absolutely love it. And walking down Main Street with a coffee, and just like we like to take a lap of the park with a coffee when we first get there. And like, because I know everyone's like rushing to rides and stuff, but sometimes it's nice just to chill and walk around the whole park with a coffee.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think it's one thing that we did way more in this trip that we've just had. Like we had a kind of like, we did like the typical thing of like 4 frantic days where we kind of go to all the parks and we make sure that we get loads of things done. But then it became so much more about, where have we not explored? How do we actually take our time and appreciate the overall experience?
Even that first day, like we got up and we went to Magic Kingdom for opening, but we didn't rush into any rides. We went straight into the Emporium and we just had a little wander through the shop. Then we watched the castle show before breakfast, and it was just lovely because like, look, we're just chilling, having a little mooch. But World Showcase is my favorite place. Where I always say I feel like I'm relaxed on a holiday, because although you are on holiday at Disney and you are like, it's escapism, you're not, I would say, relaxed as such, because you're in a theme park. Whereas World Showcase, margarita in hand, walking around the shops, ooh, perfect. Perfect. That's my idea of a very nice day out.
That is a very nice day out, to be fair. The other thing I was going to say, just because I want to put you on the spot a little bit, what's your favorite country in World Showcase?
Oh, favorite country is Mexico
Nice.
because of the 3 caballeros.
Absolutely.
It's just
Yeah.
done a
Absolutely.
soft reopening.
Yeah, it's done a soft it wasn't open when we were there, and I tell you what,
Really?
the experience of Mexico without that ride is so
It's so different.
different. Because even the smell's different slightly, because you don't have
Oh.
like the water ride
Yeah.
smell as well. It's
And
weird.
also it was really quiet, like inside the pavilion. Like there was no hustle and bustle. It was just like pretty empty.
100% with you on that pavilion. Now that we've kind of spoken a little bit about some of the experiences in the sort of Orlando parks, we've done this recently with a lot of guests where we're trying to get people to be creative. It's allowed you to be creative. It's allowed me to be creative. Chloe's here for the ride as always.
Yeah.
But so the preface of this episode is essentially that we've gone away and we've created the 5th Disney park. We've created our own park. Before we kind of get into that, what do you think, or when you were maybe devising this, what are the components of a good theme park in your experience?
Is it too bold for me to just go straight in with food again? Because I feel like that's all I
No,
keep
go
mentioning.
for it.
No, that is
I'm hungry.
it's a key. We always say to people, if you can have dinner or eat after the podcast, we recommend it because food will always be mentioned.
Yeah,
And
we always end up being really hungry.
We always end up leaving a podcast hungry. So
Decent. But yeah, I'd say definitely the food, definitely the cast members, 100%, because as much as people think they don't make a difference, they 100% do. Also, the roller coasters, everything. But yeah, just everything. What do you think?
I really liked what you just said then about like cast members, because a lot of the time like people don't really think about that. Like if I'm playing Roller Coaster Typhoon, the video...
Typhoon is a storm, Chloe. Are you referring to Tycoon?
Tycoon, yeah.
Not Roller Coaster Typhoon. Tycoon. I've never played it. I don't know.
That is a dangerous game.
I've always thought it was called Typhoon.
Tycoon, as in like you're starting something.
I don't know. I didn't know tycoon was a word.
Well, I'm glad that me and Jade were here to educate you.
Thank you all so much. But imagine you're playing that game.
Yeah.
The first thing you're thinking about is building a roller coaster.
True.
You're not thinking about putting employees in the park, are you?
No.
But actually, 1, it needs people working there, and 2, Disney cast members are the best. So
yeah,
you need good people working there. I think there's a lot more appreciation for them now than there used to be. And like I like how the app will tell you, oh, here's how you can send off a cast compliment and all this stuff.
It's so much easier than it used to be.
So much easier. But I do think unless if it was your first time at Disney and you don't really understand the magic of Disney and Disney World as a place, you sort of just see someone working and you're like, oh, they just work here. Like you don't understand that they're a cast member.
Yeah, and I think it's just overall about like how much they elevate the overall experience. Like I think more like one thing I kind of realize the older that I get is like just be nice to people, and like you can.
I got a free Starbucks.
Well, I'm
Disney?
just I know but I'm saying like just be nice to people in general, because you have the power to make somebody's day, and I think that's the one thing that's embedded in cast members more than anything. Is like you can make someone's day and then some.
But I think that's also something that is a cast member has before they even start working for Disney. Like Sophie had her interview for Disney this week, and one of the things she spoke about, the guy was like, why are you like the perfect candidate? Like, why should we pick you to work at Disney? She's like, I've been the guest that has had their trip made by a cast member, and being able to be that cast member for other people is so rewarding. And I think that is something that Disney look at before you even get hired. So you have to have that sort of like drive in you, and then Disney just elevates it, you know?
Yeah.
I love being, that sounds really silly, but I love being nice to people. I will always try and find a reason to compliment people out and about. Like if I go and get a coffee and my barista's got great earrings, I'm going to tell them.
Good for you.
Because why not? Because I would love someone to come up to me and go, hey, I love your earrings. Like who doesn't love that?
I agree with you. Nails is a top thing for me. I'm always like, oh, that's a nice nail polish.
Yeah, although our cousin Harry, maybe he will be our cousin when we are married. But my cousin Harry, he has his nails done, and he had so many compliments in Orlando.
He had like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
He was living the dream.
He say 4 or 5 a day. Like I noticed it so much. People were like, I love your nails. And I was like, oh, get it, I guess.
But I think going back to what you were saying as well, Jade, in terms of like what actually makes a good theme park, I think what we're trying to get at here as a group really is that it is down to the details. Like, yes, you can kind of look at it and go, oh my God, look, an amazing land. Oh my God, look, incredible kind of rides. But actually it does come down to those kind of nitty gritty things as well. Like my thing that
Yeah.
I've kind of really tried to focus on with my make believe park is like actually how, because I think one of the things that has happened with the parks maybe in the last sort of like 5-10 years is that you get so immersed into these worlds. So I've tried to create as kind of clearer. Stop looking at my notes.
I can't read it. It's
You're
upside
cheating.
down.
Stop it. This
Cheating?
is supposed to be a little surprise for you, not steal my ideas.
Okay, there's only one thing I want from your theme park.
What do you want?
I can't tell you. I'm gonna see if you've got it first.
Okay. Well, we will see anyway. But either way, I think it's about being drawn into those worlds, and I want to stand in places and go like, where am I? Like, this does not feel like I'm in a theme park in Orlando. This does not feel like, you know, it's one of the things that I don't think the British parks do well enough. It's just like I'm in a theme park. That's it. Whereas in Florida, be it Universal, be it, I think Epic's going to do this on another level, but ultimately you go, I'm in a completely different world. This is amazing. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. This is incredible. I am also going to ask you this. In terms of the, like, do you find that in creating your park, do you feel like you've borrowed any elements from the parks that already exist? Like in terms of like certain styles or ideas? Because I feel like in terms of creating rides and things like that, I've kind of gone, oh, my ride is similar to this, for example.
Wow, you've gone really in depth for yours.
Don't.
I've just got like rough things.
Do you know
Oh
what?
no, you go for
This
it.
is the thing, but I've done nothing, so you should all feel very good that you've got something. Stephen showed me his thing. I had a quick look.
Stop looking at it.
Stephen showed me his iPad before we started recording, and like just quickly scrolled through the notes, and I was like, Jesus, like, you've got too much time now. You ain't teaching, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse you, Mr. Work from Home.
So I tell you what, why don't we just jump straight into it? So what sort of things have you developed here, Jade? Like, what is this park? Sell it to me.
Should we do like 1-for-1 back and forth with ideas for each thing?
I think that sounds absolutely perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, my park is going to be forest themed. The whole park. So like we have like Animal Kingdom and things like that. Mine's going to be like forest. That is I was thinking jungle, but I'm thinking forest now. I think that's my main theme. So I would like to focus on IPs with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Despite your massive fear of it as a child.
Well, I don't have a fear of it anymore. It's my favorite Disney movie. So
there you go.
So it's all good now. Tangled, because they're just toilets and that bothers me greatly. Moana, Tarzan, and Up. So they're the main points for my park.
I tell you what, I absolutely love that in terms of like because one of the things I've tried to do with my park as well is I've tried to go, right, if this is the theme of the land, or this is the theme of like the park itself, then how on earth do I bring those IPs into it? So for example, like with mine, I've given my park a name.
Oh,
I've given it a proper name. So it's called Heroes Realm. Is what it's called.
Nice.
Okay.
And the whole thing is kind of centered around like the hero's journey and like what it means to be a hero and adventure and everything like that.
Wow.
And what I found is I was doing kind of the same thing as you. Is I was going, which IPs do I want to kind of pull into here? So kind
Hercules.
of going off what you were saying. Of course, I've gone for Hercules. I've also gone for The Incredibles. I've also gone for some Big Hero 6, and then Mulan, Aladdin, Moana, and Sword in the Stone.
Very fun. I had a quick idea for a theme park and then realised
welcome to the
can't
conversation.
happen.
Welcome to the conversation.
No,
Chloe.
I'm not welcome.
Would you like spitball?
No,
spitball.
Because Jade said forest. I thought, oh my goodness, how good would we have like a book fantasy park? But then I realised Disney don't own any of those. But my brain went, there's an Akatar section, there's a Fourth Wing section, and a Hunger Games section. Then I thought, wait a minute, Disney don't own those. So that idea was scrapped.
Thanks for having that little tangent there.
But that would be great for me. You can have Valerian.
That's okay though, because that can be a different theme park altogether.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm thinking, although
Exactly.
they have got the Hunger Games section of the park in Motion Gate World in Dubai, and I do want to go there because I think it's really funny that there's a roller coaster based off like the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
like the reaping. That's really funny to me.
I don't know about you, Jade, but one of the things I probably found most difficult in this task was actually coming up with rides that felt like they were kind of like necessary to the land rather than just kind of going, oh, I need a roller coaster that's based off this story, for example. Like, how did you find sort of like creating attractions and rides and things like that?
Well, again, mine is quite vague, but I feel like it works. And
Go for
I
it.
haven't come up with a ride for like each theme because some of it is shows and like restaurants. So
Beautiful.
that's I don't know. I feel like I haven't gone as in depth as you have.
No,
Hey, you're fine.
Again, you've done more than I have. How many lands do you have, Stephen?
I mean, so technically, I have 5 lands.
Okay, how many do you have, Jade? Like areas, would you say, of your park?
I suppose we could make it areas, but I was just thinking about it just all being like thrown in because my park's not going to be very big. It's going to be the size of Magic Kingdom, I reckon.
Okay. That's still it's nice.
Is it still a full day park? Because that's what the people are going to debate, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a full day park. It's not open yet, so I'm still open to ideas. If anyone has any ideas further after this, please let me know.
If you'd like to pitch in with Jade, then all you need to do is email.
Okay, well, who's going to go first?
I tell you what, Jade, start me off with some of the ideas. Like, which elements are you kind of like most excited for, if you could bring these to life?
I would be most excited for the Tangled ride.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that post where everyone's like, "Oh, it should end with the lantern scene," and then which park was it that made it? Was it Shanghai that did it?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, okay. So that's how I'd want my boat ride to be, just like that.
Perfect.
So we can bring that. You said earlier about pinching stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
I have pinched something.
Absolutely, and I think that ride should be in your park. I think that's fair enough. Stamp of approval from Chloe.
You've got to have like a smooth boat ride to counteract all the roller coasters and things.
I imagine it
Absolutely.
maybe something a little bit like the Frozen ride in Epcot. Like have a small little drop in there, because I think Navi River Journey is nice, but it's too. There's nothing in it. It's just a very small
whereas
boat
that's
ride.
what's quite nice.
Whereas Frozen's got that
and Pirates.
very small little drop, and Pirates, but I think Frozen is even less scary than Pirates.
Well, you say that when we did it with Roll On.
Yeah,
Vicky was still terrified.
Vicky was terrified, but only for a very short period of time, so it's fine.
True.
Yeah, it's fine.
True. What else would go in that sort of?
It's fine.
What else would go in that sort of Tangled area?
A Flynn Rider meet and greet, I've been told.
Yes.
Nice.
Is what needs to go in there.
Nice.
Absolutely. Just him on his own.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The smoulder section is what we'll call it.
The smoulder section.
The smoulder section.
Yes. I'm there.
Yeah, that's one for the smoulder kids.
And I've been told that he can only meet with Chloe and no one else. So it's an exclusive meet and greet.
Whatever.
So good.
I'm just kind of spitballing ideas here as well. I think I love we've spoken about it a lot recently in terms of like if you're going to bring like films, for example, you want like certain moments. We feel like we're doing it with the Monsters Inc. Ride that's obviously coming. You know, you are going to be the door, as Chloe said before.
You are the door.
Like when you watch Tangled, one of the most important things is that lantern scene.
You are the lantern.
Stop with your you ares. You're ridiculous. You are being annoying, is what I will say.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so like that lantern scene seems really important. Also, when I watch Tangled, one of the things for me is like I've always wanted to have like a drink in the Snuggly Duckling.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say we need that.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
That's like in the forest.
Sorry, pause. I'm jumping in.
Jesus.
And by the way, feel free to do this with my things as well. And like anything Chloe says, I'm literally, my brain's firing right now. Imagine Snuggly Duckling, but it's like Hoop-de-Doo Review. And there's a review show of all of the ruffians. Imagine that.
That would be cool.
That would be
cool.
so good. There you go. I'm sold. Someone sign me up for Imagineering.
That is a great idea.
Are you all right if I talk a little bit about one of my main areas?
Sorry, can I quickly say that?
No, you can't.
No. Sorry, Snuggly Duckling. I like where you're getting with that, but I picture the Snuggly Duckling being a quick service.
Okay, I don't.
Okay. Whoa. I'm just saying, I think in a theme park, doing a dinner show in a theme park is a bit difficult.
Okay.
It's not very realistic, is it?
Well, maybe I don't want to be realistic.
Okay, you can continue.
Well,
then.
I mean, I wanted it to be a bar. And it's my theme park, so
a bar makes sense in my opinion.
Right.
A bar or a quick service.
Maybe we'll have to do a poll on Instagram. Do you think it should be a quick service? Do you think the Snuggly Duckling should be a bar, or should it be a hoop-de-doo review style show?
In the
you know what
park.
you should. You actually
let us know, gang. Right. So, Heroes Realm. You step through the gate. Now, I've done something kind of similar to you in that I've wanted it to kind of feel a bit like a Magic Kingdom, where you've kind of got like a main hub area, and then you've got areas to kind of go out into. So my hub is called Voyager's Village. Okay. And what I want you to imagine is like, it's like a proper old school hero's journey. So there's like taverns. It's all like medieval Middle Ages style.
I'm imagining Knight's Tale.
Yeah,
is what I'm
think a little bit like
picturing.
that. But again, this area is all about like starting your hero's journey. So it's like fueling yourself with a Starbucks, obviously, because that needs to be part of it. But also, what I imagine is
Starbucks.
ye old Starbucks. But what I also imagine is like there's a couple of different
one tankard of cold brew, please.
What size, my lord? Venti. But what I kind of imagine is that yes, you're going to kind of have your usual like shops, which seems like everything's just going to be ye old given the way that we're going on this one. But I also want there to be like loads of activities that are available. So it's like you're kind of training and it's like you're gearing up. So I imagine things like
fun.
Not as boring as like a shooting arcade, but like there's places that you kind of train. Maybe there's like a jungle gym kind of area. Maybe there's some kind of
mini
experience. Maybe there's an experience, yeah, things like that. But maybe there's an experience also that's a little bit like your kind of bibbity bobbity boo, but it's like you gearing up for your hero's journey.
I would say maybe a bit like the Wilderness Explorer booklet.
Sure.
And you go around and you get like all the things, and at the end it's like, well done, you're ready to go and be a hero.
There you go.
And then you get a little medal, then great.
Yeah. But I also imagine that there's a centerpiece as well, and it's gonna be like a mountain of some sort, is what I imagine. That's the park icon, by the way, is a mountain.
Wow, nice.
Mount Olympus.
Olympus.
I get absolutely roasted.
Calm down, Chloe.
Jade.
No, you don't.
I've had a long day at work. I've been talking Disney all day. I'd just like a little break.
Have a little nap while he finishes the rest of his.
I mean that's my sort of main thing is I've got a mountain as the monument, and then it's kind of like a training area for you to kind of like get geared up for your hero's journey, because there's 4 other areas that you're going to be able to go to.
Is that adult and child friendly?
Absolutely.
Great.
The whole thing is adult and child friendly. And I think one of the things that we were speaking earlier, Jade, about like borrowing from other parks. Like I feel like, Galaxy's Edge and Batuu, like the fact that, adults and children can go and do the lightsaber experience, like that for me is what I want this park to sort of be. So yeah,
I feel like I need an icon now.
You are the icon.
You are
an icon.
Yeah, I need an icon. So I'm interrupting you to come at you with a treehouse.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love that.
An interactive one, like can you climb it?
Yeah, I was just about to say you can climb it like Swiss treehouse. But
is there a secret bedroom in there,
like
there is at Cinderella's castle? Like, can someone stay the night there?
No.
Oh, okay. A girl can dream.
I'm a Scrooge. I don't think that would be safe.
Fair enough.
Mosquitoes in Orlando, I just don't think it'd be a good idea.
Do you know what I imagine? I imagine like, in Happily Ever After, when we get to like the pinnacle moment and all you see is Tinkerbell like flying over basically towards Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Imagine that from your treehouse just swings Tarzan at the climax.
Amazing.
With like a crescendo of choirs singing "You'll Be in My Heart." Wow.
Okay. But you wouldn't be able to see him because it'd be dark.
Oh my god!
Unless you light Tarzan.
Why don't we light him up?
Okay.
Glow in the dark shorts.
Yeah.
Tarzan.
Glow in the dark vine.
Glowing vine.
Yes.
Anyway, apart from these,
I think it's just going to be a zip line. Actually, I've just decided right now that it's going to be a zip line.
I was about to say, is it a zip line that people can like pay to do as an experience? That'd be sick.
Yeah, you don't have to pay. You can just do it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah.
Absolutely
What's the queue
sold.
for the zip line? 120 minutes. Oh, we'll get a fast pass for that. Right. What else you got, Jade? I'm curious.
Okay, so I have to follow the Tarzan theme. For Tarzan, I've not got a ride, but I've got a show.
Nice.
So it's going to be a great, enjoyable Tarzan show. I like all the music from Tarzan, so that's
Trash
why.
in the Camp.
Who doesn't? Yeah, call it Trash in the
Trash in the
Camp.
Camp.
A musical, a Tarzan musical spectacular. It's probably what Disney would call it, wouldn't they?
Well, they used to have the Tarzan show, didn't they? In Animal Kingdom.
They
Do they?
did.
Yeah, years
Yeah,
and years.
really
Hang
long
on.
time
Do you know
ago.
what? You guys carry on.
Yeah, this is the time
This
for
is
you
time
to
for me
you
to-
to search.
I've now.
I think that's
Cool.
one of the things that like doesn't get spoken about enough, especially when we think about like, and it's what I've liked about this park and this task is there's so many like underappreciated, fantastic like IPs that are just not used.
Do you know what? It was there for quite a while, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was like acrobatics, live band, roller skates,
Nice.
and it was 1999 to 2006.
Hey, maybe I went to that.
Yeah, they used two worlds: "You'll Be My Heart," "Son of Man," "Strangers Like Me," and "Trash in the Camp."
Nice.
It was marked as the Two Worlds tour. But where was it? Let me find out.
With
I'm
Tarzan
trying
topless, can you let me know?
Where was it? It was in the theatre in the wild at Dinoland, USA.
Nice.
I'm gonna get some images up. Yeah, that's right. The stage, I fully remember the stage.
Can you show me the stage?
Like, hang on, it's just loading. That was a stage.
Yes,
I'll show you.
I remember that actually.
Oh bloody hell, I can't see that.
We'll send it to you on the gram.
Yeah, send it to me.
I'm gonna send it to you now so you can see it. I'm gonna take a screenshot of like that photo.
But no, nice. I like the idea of I like the ideas of shows. To be fair, I'm going to be honest. It's probably one thing that I've undersold on my particular park is I really haven't thought about shows. There is an interactive experience which I'm gonna talk through. Are you happy if I go into my next land?
Yeah, go for it.
Wonderful. So I'm a massive Hercules fan, so of course I had to have Mount Olympus and everything. So yeah, I've got a huge Mount Olympus that there's a ride going through it, a big old roller coaster, which I've called
Nice.
Zero to Hero, which is basically going to be tracking Hercules kind of thing. I was debating whether I do like a Rip Ride Rocket where you get to choose your like Hercules song or choose your hero song, but I think that might be a bit much. This is my idea.
That would be so cool. Please have that.
Yeah,
Please. I'm saying it like it's happening. Like, do it.
Do it. The other thing that I've gone for, and I have no idea whether this would be successful or whether people would just turn away. I've invented something called Hades Hurt Locker, which is basically like a Monsters Inc. laugh floor, except there's a live action Hades that basically just picks on people and just rinses them.
That's
That is
funny.
a show.
Because I really liked everything that I saw from Disney's California Adventure and the Oogie Boogie Bash, and I was like, actually, I'd love something like that where you just have like little interventions where you kind of, because for me, as much as I love Hercules, Hades is the personality, and I'd want to see more of that. I did also have the idea for like a kids coaster as well, which would be Pegasus's Flight. But I don't know whether I would do something like a little bit like Flight of the Hippogriff in Islands of Adventure, or whether I'd want to do something that's a little bit more like Flight of Passage, Pandora. But yeah, I'm a little bit torn. But
Sorry,
I've realised I haven't thought of food in any way, shape, or food.
I have.
Any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna have to invent some on the fly, to be honest.
I've just gotten lost in this world of like old shows at Animal Kingdom. Do you remember the Pocahontas show?
No.
No.
Oh my god, I remember this more than the Tarzan one. It was at Cap Mickey and Minnie. Do you know where that used to be?
Oh, I can't remember.
That was where Pandora now is.
Oh, okay.
And it was a show of Pocahontas. It was Pocahontas and her forest friends, and Grandmother Willow is in it, but also Miko, the raccoon. Is he a raccoon in the film? It was a real life raccoon in the show, and like she had birds that land on her arms and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. Here's a photo of.
We'll have to delve into
raccoon.
the. Oh my god, it is a real raccoon
holding flowers. It's incredible. But I remember that show more because it was like outside seating on logs and stuff, and it was great.
Okay.
So I just thought, wow, all these old shows and the old parade they had at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old days. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Continue.
Jade, what else you got?
Do you have a parade for yours? That just made me think. Like,
No, no,
hang
no.
on.
I'm going to be honest. I have not thought of a parade. I've dabbled with the idea of a nighttime spectacular, but I haven't really gone into too much
Not a
detail.
nighttime fireworks show, a nighttime spectacular.
That's what they're called.
Is it a fireworks show or is it like phantasmic?
It's like a happily ever after.
So that is a fireworks show.
Yeah, nighttime spectacular. Bang, fireworks.
Well, I'm excited for this now. Can you just tell me more about that? Because I'm intrigued.
So I think first and foremost, I think the mountain is a great sort of like place to do all the protection mapping. It's going to have everything that you kind of come to expect. But one of the elements that I know that I definitely want, because I think there's loads of underused Disney songs that could definitely feature in this. Like I definitely want like "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan, because I know that that's obviously been introduced in Phantasmic, but it needs a bit more in there. But instead of, in Happily Ever After, when it gets all the portraits of like the heroes,
Yeah.
right? Imagine all the actual live heroes popping up around the mountain. Who doesn't want to see that?
Like showing their face, like
yeah, like actually being there, like
Just their face pops out.
like a
You're
little
not gonna be
hole.
able to see that. You're gonna be like, who is that?
Oh, you will, because they're all well.
You're like, who's climbing that mountain?
I'm gonna steal some ideas from Jade's light up Tarzan. So yeah, they're all gonna have light up costumes.
I think they're just
Still,
be a
what
lot
if
of...
you're like at the bottom of like your medieval main street?
Yeah, I'm at the
My medieval main street.
I'm at the ye old Starbucks, and I'm like, who are these tiny men climbing the mountain? And men and women, sorry,
Well, I will
climbing the
just
mountain.
I will just say you should have got a better view.
Yeah, I should have got a better view. Wow.
No, I think you're gonna have reviews on that aren't gonna be too great.
Yeah,
well,
sorry about
I
that.
mean, as I said, it's all still in development.
I think what quite a nice, at the end of that moment you're talking about,
Sure.
Instead of just like having the mountain, because this is the thing, at the end of Happy Ever After, at that moment, the castle's lit up. It's like we all have a dream before Tinkerbell flies.
Yeah.
I think at that end moment it should have like the drones like they've used in Paris,
Sure.
but it should make the Hercules like symbol.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that's cooler than getting men and women to climb the mountain.
Whoa, these are heroes, not just men and women.
Heroes are just men and women at the end of the day.
Wow.
I know.
When you strip it back,
Yeah.
be kind. Men and women are just heroes. Heroes are just men and women.
Actually, do you know what? No, anyone can be a hero.
Anyone can be a hero.
Yeah, not just men and women.
That's the premise of the
Anyone.
park, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
the whole
What's the
point.
park called again?
It's called Heroes Realm.
Heroes Realm. Anyone can be a hero.
Yeah. Anyone can cook. Anyone can be hero. Oh dear. Right. Give me some other stuff. You mentioned Moana in yours. How are you using Moana?
Yours is so in depth compared to mine. I've just like written like bullet points. But
Hey, you're all good.
Moana is going to be a water ride.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Now I have
Mine
a
is
feeling...
also a water ride.
Your what? Your Moana is
I've
also...
got a Moana water ride. Talk me through yours.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, you're not gonna have a land ride, are you? She's all about water.
All right.
No, you're just like, yeah, water.
Sorry, little miss. I didn't want to make a park. It's all right. Oh, by the way, I've got an idea on how to improve your park.
Look,
I'm like,
Bob
why don't you create a park?
Iger didn't
Huh?
create a park, has he? And look how well he's doing.
Okay. Anyone can make a park except for Chloe.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Sorry,
Okay.
Jade. Let's get back to the real business here between me and you.
So Moana is going to be a water ride, and obviously no land ride. And so there's going to be, I think I've seen something about this, but I don't know whether it's like official announcement or whether it's just someone's done like concept art for it. So I'm not really sure.
Mhm.
But I want it to be like, have you ever been to Busch Gardens?
Yes.
Did you ever go on like the big wave ride or whatever it's called?
No, but I know what you mean.
So it's like a row of like 7, like Jurassic Park. Yeah, that would have been an easier way to describe it, wouldn't it? It's going to be outdoors, and I want all the characters in it in a big mountain where they all peek their face out.
How dare you? How ruddy dare you?
But yeah, I want it to be sort of like The Way of Water,
Mm-hmm.
but in boat form. So it's going to be that sort of concept.
Yeah, but that idea of like you move with the water and you can also make things change depending on your experience. I love that.
Exactly.
I think that's a fab idea.
It's going to have a few drops as well. So
Love
a bit
it.
like, kind of like Tiana's Bayou Adventure as well. Just why not? Just all of it.
No, I
All
agree.
the water rides in one.
I agree
Exactly.
completely because I've just made mine into like a log flume ride. I've literally just gone, do you know what? I'm going to take Tiana's and just put a Moana over it because I think you could do so much. Like I feel we always say this, but I always feel like Tiana's could have used like a Shadow Man sequence. Like imagine like doing one of the internal drops and you suddenly go into Tamatoa's lair and everything's kind of glowing and shiny and kind of beautiful and you can play around with projection mapping. It'd be fab. And then you just have a big, imagine like the crescendo of how far I'll go or I am Moana and then you plummet. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fantastic.
But actually, Moana fits into another one of my sections called the Hero's Gateway. So the Hero's Gateway is a land that celebrates everyday heroism and the call to adventure from your favorite Disney and Pixar film.
Did you use any AI to help you with
I
this?
have actually done none.
Really?
Genuinely.
Oh, you've got far too much
I've
time.
got way too much
I looked
time.
at it like that and went, that's something I would put into Chat GPT. And
No.
This is to give me.
This is just what happens when you give me a lot of free time.
I might actually quickly ask some AI to make me a quick theme.
No, go
so
for
I
it.
can then share it with you guys.
So this little section is going to involve Mulan, Aladdin, Moana, and Sword in the Stone. So I imagine every single land has got kind of like something prominent, like a prominent building. Now I'd love something like a castle because I think this area is going to be quite traditional in the sense of like, the idea of like slaying the dragon is quite a big thing in a hero's journey, and obviously with sort of what happens in with Maleficent, for example. So I imagine there being like a coaster that runs through a castle, and then you kind of slay it as part of that. Again,
Slay,
I haven't
Slay it, girl.
slay a roller coaster, slay. But apart from that, that's Hero's Gateway, which is just gonna, I kind of imagined there being. I couldn't really put my finger on this one because every time I think of like a movie, I'm like, oh, where's it kind of set? And I couldn't really find like a kind of particular location here. This one was kind of going to be a bit of a mismatch. This was kind of my one that didn't really make much sense. But I was like, I like these things. I'm going to put them in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's your park. You do that.
Exactly. What other things have you got?
Okay, so I have an up-themed restaurant.
Beautiful.
And it's in the house, but the house is going to be massive because I need the balloons as well. So that's I think it's going to be a 2-story situation like Yak and Yeti.
Nice.
Have you been to Yak and Yeti?
Yeah.
So it's going to be that sort of situation. But I haven't really thought about what sort of food they're going to serve yet. I'm thinking maybe like all American.
I was going to say, why don't you have like a floor for 2 different types of cuisine? Like if you're on the ground floor, you go like all American, and then you can maybe have the South American inspiration where he travels on the like upper floor, and then people have got like a choice.
Yeah, because I suppose then it would have to be more quick service though, wouldn't it? Rather than sit down. Because if not, there's going to be like a huge queue for upstairs, and downstairs is going to be empty.
or you just make downstairs, I don't know, even more interesting and just have like talking dogs as waiters.
Like the little robots that come around, but like dog versions.
Exactly. And then you'd be sorted.
I've asked ChatGPT to give me a theme park. Would you want me to share it at the end of both your theme parks?
Yeah, I think share it at the end.
I think so too. But I'm excited to tell
I'm
you about this.
I'm gonna introduce you to another one. Now there's another undeveloped area that you can clearly see where my inspiration faded, because like this area in particular, I had some ideas, but I didn't have a massive amount of ideas. And then the other area that I'm going to talk about, I could go on for like days about it. So this is called Discovery District, which is where you mix kind of like technology and heroes. So I was thinking like a little bit of a hybrid between what we see with like an Avengers campus and sort of like your Tony Stark inspired, but then also combining that with like Big Hero 6 and sort of technology and development, and kind of actually giving some appreciation to like the people behind the heroes rather than actually like the hero themselves, maybe.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Love that.
Again, haven't really thought much in terms of that one, but then I come to a place that I'm going to call Questville. Now, Questville is centered around
Quests.
a very traditional like big city. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
New York.
like a New York style maybe. But again, I've kind of set this around the world of The Incredibles because I thought that was quite a good sort of cityscape and something that's maybe slightly under realized. So we've got one attraction which is like a 4D simulator. It's very similar to like your Harry Potter style rides / Spider-Man at Universal. But it's called Syndrome's Revenge, and that kind of takes you on a wild adventure as Syndrome plots to take down the Incredibles once more. Just cool. forget the fact that he's been flown into a jet engine. I then also wanted like a real proper like kids play area. So you've got Jack Jack's Playground, and then also I love rides like Toy Story Mania. So I wanted some form of like interactive like shooter and things like that. And I wanted to kind of combine what you get with Toy Story Mania and also what you get from Web Slingers. So Web Slingers, obviously, you can move your hands, but I want this to be like, it's almost like you're moving your fists, you're fighting off villains and kind of hitting targets. And it might be like different actions. So, for example, at one point, you might like pretend to like pull a bow and string for a particular thing. One, you might have to like punch things or pretend to throw something. So it's kind of all using augmented reality. That's my kind of last one. I then also had an idea, and I've called this one, I've gone for some alliteration here. So Edna's Fashion Frenzy, which is like a walkthrough experience where you basically get to like, again, kind of augmented reality, where you stand in front of mirrors and you choose like a super suit, and then you get to see yourself with those abilities.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I've just thought on that, you should do like the Bibbity Bobbity Boutique situation. You can pick your own superhero outfit.
Love that.
So
sold.
I love that.
Amazing.
Idea.
What else have you got in terms of yours?
Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know what to do with Pirates of the Caribbean. I was in two minds about Pirates of the Caribbean, so I've just said that like 6 times. I think we know what we're talking about, don't we? I was thinking about a restaurant like Disneyland because I think that's so cool, and I haven't actually been to Disneyland yet, but I've seen like videos of it and stuff, and I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of like Caribbean style food.
Nice.
But I also want to have a ride there as well, but like a roller coaster rather than just like a boat ride.
Yeah, no, nice.
So I don't know what's going to happen yet, but I'm thinking a restaurant and a roller coaster.
Yeah, we've just got to wait for the funding, haven't we? Like all of this is hypothetical until Disney turns around and green lights our project, and then away we go. To be honest,
six parks total now. Yeah, why not? True, just
exactly. Have you got anything else to add before I let Chloe go on her little rampage of?
ChatGPT. That's what I used as well. Look.
Oh, good for you.
Yes. So in terms of food, because you didn't say you have any snacks, do you?
No, but while you talk about snacks, I'm going to think about snacks.
So my snack, and everyone's going to laugh, but my snack that I've got planned is a fruit salad skewer. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Sounds super boring, but in the Florida heat, nice and refreshing.
Yeah.
I just think you a fruit salad, and instead of having it in a bowl, have it on a skewer. Something different.
Shape it like a tree.
Yeah, exactly. You could, and have like a melon slice on the bottom.
Yeah,
I suppose actually like having it on some form of like stick, maybe like a piece of bamboo or something, is really in keeping with what your park is doing in the first place anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. The only thing I've just thought about is like I would have a brand of Herculade.
Yeah.
So like it would be some form of like fizzy thing, maybe like a fruit punchy cherry flavor thing. Yeah, there you go.
Lovely.
Sounds good. I want a drink as well. I'm gonna have an orange slushie because I'm obsessed.
Very
beautiful.
Nice.
I'm gonna look at you, Chloe.
So
with nothing but disdain and disappointment until I hear this.
I put in there were 4 things that I wanted in my theme parks. I said to chat GPT that I was like, I want to make a theme park. These are the things I have to include. Has to have some rides and blah blah blah. And then it gave me an answer. I went, can you make it a bit crazier? And what is right? It's called Fairy Tale Frenzy. The name of the park.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's the park concept. A wildly over-the-top, chaotic celebration where Disney's enchanting worlds collide with the electrifying energy of Queen, all served with margaritas, wine, cheese, and non-stop fun.
Sorry, Queen, as in like
the band.
the band. They don't have a licensing for
Right,
that.
here are some lands. Frozen Inferno. Here's the ride and attractions. Elsa's Ice Flame Showdown, a roller coaster where guests zip through both snowstorms and volcanic eruptions, battling Elsa's ice magic and fire-breathing dragon.
Wow.
Since when does Elsa have a fire-breathing
Frozen
dragon?
fired ball drop.
Does now.
A 200-foot vertical drop tower where guests are dropped from Elsa's frosty castle straight into a bubbling molten lake, just as Elsa's freezes the lava into ice.
Wow.
Whoa.
And over here, you can visit Olaf's Lava Margarita stand.
Why is everything around
if you prefer to call it Lava-ritas.
Sorry, can I just add, why is everything around a volcano for Frozen?
No.
Where's the volcano in Frozen?
Or you can go
You
to
said
the-
make it crazy. That's why.
Yeah, and they went add a volcano.
Or you can go to the Ice and Fire Wine Cave, a wine bar that's half chilled and half fiery, where guests can sip wine while walking through walls of both icicles and molten rock.
Walk through
Think
walls.
cheese platters with sizzling cheese fondue and frozen mimosas. And then you've got, this is the Queen Land, where you've got the Bohemian Rhapsody roller coaster. Doesn't sound too crazy, but then you have the We Will Rock You Battle Arena. It's a 4D experience where you get to play air guitars and all that kind of stuff. You've got Freddy's Flaming Margarita Bar. Why is it all
Everything flaming?
And the Queen Cheese Riot.
Did you say Queen cheese?
The Queen Cheese Riot is where you can go for some cheese.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then you've got Disney Villains Mayhem, where you've got Maleficent's Maleficent's Dragon Plunge and Ursula's Underwater Terror. And guess what? You can get there, food and drink wise, guys.
A margarita.
Maleficent's Wicked Margarita Stand. Then you've got a Pirate of Rock and Roll Beach. That was quite fun. Pirates of the Caribbean Metal Edition, a high-speed water ride where pirates battle robotic creatures in a wild metal music-themed face-off. You can go to the Tropical Margarita Bar there. For entertainment, you've got the Queen's Mega Rock Concert, the Frozen Firework Madness, and the Villains Unleashed Parade. Shopping-wise, you've got Frozen Inferno Emporium, Villains Boutique, and it says overall, actually the overall one from the original one was quite good. Whether you're enjoying a chilled margarita by the beach, rocking out the Queen's music, or dancing with Disney princesses, there's something magical for everyone here.
See, I don't think there's anything for everyone there, because I think that sounds like the most extreme park I've ever heard, and I think that's an adult-only resort.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? It's just the original thing it gave me was I was like, oh, that's nice, this is great. And I went, make it crazier. And then it just came out with all this fire. The fire wasn't in it before it said make
Wow.
it crazier. ChatGPT went, crazy, I'll give you fire. And I just
Do you know what it's like? It's like it's like that thing that you used to say in like primary school where it's like, that's really interesting, but add a dragon.
Yeah, literally.
It's like make a theme park, but add fire, add a volcano.
I went make it crazier. And it went, I understood.
Understood.
Fire.
Loud and clear.
You want crazy? Here's some fire.
Well, I think this has been a terrific laugh in terms of like everything that we've kind of gone through. Oh dear. I'm just waiting for Disney to listen to this and greenlight anything, to be honest. But if we see any of this, then, or if anybody hears of any projects that are similar to the ones that we have, drop us a message, because we want to know
Yep.
who's silly enough to believe in our ideas.
Yeah.
Disney just announced erupting volcano in the new Villains Land. You know, it's coming from you.
Like that was me.
Yeah, you know it's it's all glowy. What we like to do to kind of finish off these episodes, Jade, is I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions. So don't sort of overthink them in any way, shape, or form. They're literally for us to get to know you one final time.
Is it
You
the
ready?
first laugh that comes out of my mouth? Is that what I go with?
Just first thing
Yeah.
that you think of. Okay. So
Yeah.
Jade, what is your favorite ride?
Volcanoes. My favorite ride is Haunted Mansion.
Very nice.
What is your least favorite ride?
Oh, I'm gonna say probably Rock and Roller Coaster.
Fairs.
because it needs an update. It was fun when I was little, but I think it needs an update. Yeah.
What is your favourite food or snack in Orlando?
Do you guys remember the Nitro Mickey Cake Pop?
Yes.
That was my favorite snack in Disney, and I'm waiting for it to come back.
Nice.
Mm.
What is your least favourite food or snack in Disney?
Least favorite food or snack is going to be the cheeseburger spring rolls because I can't eat cheese.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My
so-
theme park is no good for you.
Yeah, there's a whole
No.
area in Chloe's theme park that you just can't go to.
Yeah, that's true. But make a hamburger version, please, Disney. Please.
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
They better listen to us after this episode, to be fair. So, which cast member position would you most like to hold at Walt Disney World?
Bibbity Bobbity Boutique for sure, because I have a makeup background. That's what I'd do.
Amazing.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
And which cast member position would you least like to have?
A ride operator, I think. I find it quite stressful.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
What's
Everyone
your
like having their seatbelts on and stuff like that. I think I'd
Yeah.
just lose my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it'd just be stressful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you always get the
And-
person
and-
that's like, meh.
And quite
Yeah.
repetitive as well, I'd find. Like, even though
True.
you are changing positions, I'm like, it's the same thing every day. Stop, go. Right. What's your favourite sound at Disney?
Oh, my favorite sound at Disney is Nari River Journey music.
Nice.
Good music.
And what is your least favourite sound at Disney?
Kids screaming.
Yep.
You're fine. You're another one on the
Been said a
chalkboard of
lot.
people that don't like it. Because let's face it, none of us do. It's
No.
like, be grateful. You're at the happiest place on earth.
No,
Right.
I'm going to tell the truth though. My least favorite sound at Disney is the monorail. Like, what would you call it? Like the guy that's announcing, like, he's like, "Oh, and if you're leaving, we'll
Oh,
see you
yeah.
soon," or whatever. That is depressing. Because like when
Yeah.
you first get there and you hear it, you're like,
Love
maybe
it.
Yeah.
not 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But when you're going home, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
That's the most
Yeah.
depressing sound of Disney is the
And
monorail
if you're
guy.
just joining us, welcome. And you're like, well, screw you, people that are just getting here. I'm going home.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my final question. You are given a $100 gift card. What is the first thing you buy?
I've written a note for this. My note is
You like disappointed yourself.
it's probably something homeware related. Yeah, so I'm going to split up my gift voucher into that Mickey shaped light that you just showed me because that's awesome, and
Yeah.
probably a matching tracksuit situation. That's what I'm going
sounds
for.
good.
Yes. We are the same vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. They've got some really nice homeware at the moment, but that lamp, I saw it on day one. I went, that will be coming home with me.
Yeah,
It was a bit of a
100%.
nightmare to get home. Had my suitcase looked very strange
Yeah, it did.
on the inside, but hey, I love it.
Jade, this has
Okay.
been crazy and wild and a wonderful adventure. So thank you so much for joining us on this because I think this is crazier than I anticipated and I've
Yeah.
absolutely loved it.
Yeah. And where can people find you on social media?
They can find me at TimeForJade on social media.
Wonderful.
And soon to be YouTube.
Yes, I have actually locked it down already. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
Love
good.
it.
Good.
Love
Yeah.
it, love it, love it. So go and show some love to Jade. And Jade, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a blast.
Oh, thanks so much for inviting me, guys. It means a lot. Thank you.
We'll see you soon, okay?
Bye.
Bye.
You guys had some wonderful ideas.
Thank you. You,
I
on the other
had
hand,
AI.
had some strange ideas. I think it was more the fact that you asked for it to be more extreme. And I'm like, Chloe, more extreme doesn't mean more
If
lava.
I'm ever doing anything on ChatGPT, like something like that, or in a fun, jokey way, at work the other day we were doing it where we were like roasting people, but like in a fun, jokey way. So I'd be like, can you please roast Stephen?
Why?
He was an English teacher. He now hosts a Disney podcast and he likes to wear jumpers. That's what I put in. So nothing really mean, but then ChatGPT would make it mean. But then
Yeah.
I always go, make it meaner. But it's just funny.
Yeah, and it just gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
I think what we've learned from this is that there are good uses of AI, and then there are also crazy uses of AI. So
I prefer
thank
the
you
crazy
for
ones.
so thank you. And Disney, if you want to approve any of our ideas, just come and let us know. We're always open to more ideas. What's the question for this week, Chloe?
Well, I've got a question about Epic Universe. Now we've got more and more
Ooh.
information coming out about it because obviously they've had.
Are we
the annual
under it?
pass.
No, as of this publish, we're still just over a month, aren't we? before official opening.
Yes, just over a month.
Yeah.
But my question for you is, with Stardust Racers, is obviously a 2-track course roller coaster.
It's time.
What are the names of the 2 different tracks?
Ooh, good question.
Like, I'm pretty sure Dueling Dragons was like you had the red dragon and the blue dragon.
Yeah, red and blue.
What is it for Stardust Racers?
And
does it go upside down? I don't think it does it?
I'll be honest, I'm avoiding everything like the plague, so I genuinely have no idea. I can't wait to experience it and be able to get to the bottom of that.
But Dylan has been there, and he says he thinks it's more intense than Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
Which is obviously going to be very intense.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, fingers crossed we get to go there at some point in the not too distant future. Hopefully. Earliest, I think, at the moment is September, but who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, we'll see you next week for a planning episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Stephen's birthday episode as well.
Oh, yeah, because I'm actually... Yeah, this is the thing that we haven't mentioned. We're actually out there for my actual birthday.
Your first time seeing your birthday in Disney.
All of these hypothetical episodes where we've gone, if it was your birthday, what would you do? I actually need to think about that. So I'll bring some ideas. You'll bring ideas.
Shall we just go back to that episode, listen to it, and see how much we can do?
No, because I genuinely spent about 15 grand in one day, and that's just not doable. But I will bring lots of ideas. Chloe will bring lots of ideas, and we'll see what we're going to get up to in May.
See you then.
Bye.
We can cry when it's over.